All right, fasten your seatbelts, everyone, because we are taking a deep dive today into the world of aviation.
Oh, this should be fun.
But
Yeah.
not just planes and pilots, we're going deeper.
Right.
We're going to be talking about how artificial intelligence, AI, is changing the way airlines actually work,
Uh-huh.
especially when it comes to all those kind of behind-the-scenes things,
Okay.
the metrics, the numbers, things called key performance indicators or KPIs.
It's funny because KPIs, we always think of them as just numbers
Right.
on a spreadsheet, right?
Yeah.
Like rows and rows and rows.
Exactly.
But what's really cool is that with AI, these numbers, they kind of become like these crystal balls
Ooh,
that help airlines kind of predict what's going to happen next.
that's a really cool way to put it.
Yeah.
So the article that we are going to be exploring today
Okay.
is called Revolutionizing Aviation KPIs with AI. Think different, fly smarter.
I like it.
And it really dives into this idea
Yeah.
of AI as, a prediction powerhouse, right?
Right. Yeah, exactly. And, it really all starts by understanding
Yeah.
how KPIs are changing from being these static things to being dynamic.
Oh, okay.
So traditionally, airlines relied on all this historical data to track things,
Mm-hmm.
like delays, passenger numbers, fuel consumption, all that stuff.
Right. So basically like looking in the rearview mirror.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, just looking back and reacting to what already happened.
Gotcha.
And that's not very helpful.
No, I mean, can you imagine if the only time you got the announcement about turbulence
Yeah.
was like right when you hit it?
Right when it's too late.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good.
No, not good at all.
But so then AI comes in
AI comes in.
and says, hold my drink.
Right.
And it takes these static KPIs
Uh-huh.
and turns them into these dynamic predictors.
Exactly. And uses all this real-time data
Wow.
to say, okay, here is what we think is going to happen next.
That's amazing. So,
Yeah, all right.
okay, so it's like your personalized streaming service.
That's a great way to think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it analyzes everything you've watched and tries to predict what you're going to enjoy next.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this could be really like a game changer
Yeah, I was
for airlines, but what does this actually look like? I mean, in practice.
Right.
Give me like some real world examples.
Sure. Yeah, so let's think about something that everybody hates, those awful passenger surges.
Yeah.
The ones that cause those massive lines and the delays and
Yeah, you're just stuck there.
you're stuck there forever.
Yeah.
So AI can actually analyze tons of historical data, look at social media trends, weather patterns, all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And it can actually predict those surges with like 90% accuracy,
Wow.
which is amazing.
That is really impressive.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah.
And so this allows the airlines to adjust how many staff they have, where the planes are going to be, even the flight schedules way in advance.
So they can kind of minimize those disruptions.
Exactly.
That's really cool.
So you'll have smoother check-ins.
Less time waiting at the gate.
Exactly. Much better.
Right. I like where this is going.
And it doesn't stop there.
Okay.
So it's not just about how many passengers are coming in.
Right.
It can actually change how we think about aircraft maintenance.
Oh, okay.
So imagine a plane
Uh,
with all these sensors,
okay.
constantly sending data back about how the engine's performing, fuel levels, how much wear and tear is on each part.
Okay.
And the AI can look at this, all these millions of data points,
Wow.
and detect like the tiniest little thing
Uh-huh.
that might say, hey, this part's about to fail.
Oh, wow.
That's
So
not-
instead of waiting for something to break, they're like
They're way ahead of it.
taking care of it before it even becomes a problem.
Exactly. So it's proactive maintenance,
Wow.
which means fewer delays, much safer,
Right.
and ultimately you're going to have a much smoother travel experience.
That makes a lot of sense and probably saves the airlines money in the long run, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I'm curious, though, does this mean that we don't need human expertise anymore?
Oh, no, no, no.
So are we going to see AI running the entire aviation industry?
No, not at all.
No.
It's not about replacing human judgment. It's about making it way better
Okay.
with AI. So think of it as this really amazing partnership
Yeah.
where AI is like the data whiz
Right.
providing all these insights.
Gotcha.
But then you have the humans, the experts, who can look at that and use their knowledge.
To make the best decisions.
Exactly. They make those really smart decisions.
Okay, so it's like having a co-pilot.
Yes.
Your co-pilot is like a data genius
A data genius.
that's constantly crunching numbers
Yeah.
and finding all those patterns that we would miss.
That we would absolutely miss.
That's a great analogy.
And this actually helps airlines get away from that "this is how we've always done it"
yeah.
mentality.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, let's look at the data
Mm-hmm.
and let's see what it tells us. So they're finding all these new KPIs, these new metrics that might not have been obvious before,
Right.
but actually have a huge impact on how everything runs.
So it's not just about like improving the existing processes, it's about uncovering,
It's like,
yeah, like those
it's
hidden
hidden secret here.
opportunities and
Right.
efficiencies that might have been completely missed.
Exactly.
That's really exciting.
And that's where things get really, really cool because it's like AI is helping airlines rethink
Yeah.
what's possible. Like what can we do differently?
It's almost like they're reimagining everything.
Reimagining everything.
Yeah.
But I think we should take a little deeper look at how this shift from, intuition
Okay.
to data is playing out in the aviation industry.
Yeah. That sounds like a great place to pick up when we come back.
Absolutely.
So stay with us
Yeah, we'll be right back.
after a quick break.
We'll be back soon.
Welcome back, everyone. We're still exploring how AI is reshaping key performance indicators in aviation.
And today, we're going beyond just the numbers themselves. We're really looking at how AI is fundamentally changing the decision-making process in the industry.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier that AI is like this co-pilot crunching all this data and then like giving these amazing insights.
Right.
But how does that actually translate into better decisions?
Well, for a long time, airlines, they really relied on, like, the experience of their executives.
Right, that gut feeling.
Yeah, like, trust your gut.
I've been doing this for 20 years.
Exactly. I've seen it all.
Yeah.
But even with all that experience,
Yeah.
it doesn't always, work out perfectly right.
I mean, we've all made bad decisions.
Right. Everyone makes mistakes. And
Yeah.
even the most experienced person can miss things.
Yeah, those subtle patterns are like critical data points.
Exactly. And that's where AI really shines.
Okay.
It can analyze massive amounts of data
Right.
from all these different sources, like weather patterns.
Hmm.
Are people booking flights? How much is fuel costing?
Wow.
Even like what people are saying on social media.
So it's almost like having this extra set of eyes.
Right, like a superpower.
Yeah, like this superpower brain that can see things humans just can't.
Exactly. And it helps them make much more informed decisions.
Oh.
Everything, route planning, how much fuel they need, what to charge for tickets.
Wow.
It really can change everything.
I'm starting to see how this could really transform the way airlines operate.
Yeah, absolutely.
But can you give me like a specific example of how AI is being used to make those decisions?
Sure. Let's say an airline wants to add a new route.
Okay.
Traditionally, they look at old data, do some market research, try to guess how many people will fly.
Right.
But with AI, they can factor in things like, are there competitors offering cheaper flights?
Oh. Okay.
What are people saying about this destination on social media? What's the weather going to be like?
Wow, they can really get a much clearer picture then.
Yeah, they can make much more accurate predictions about demand and adjust pricing to match.
That's incredible. It's like AI is taking all the guesswork out of it.
Exactly. And it's not just reacting to the current situation.
Right.
AI can also help them anticipate future trends.
Oh, okay. How so?
So, for example, by looking at what people are searching for online and what they're talking about on social media, AI can figure out which destinations are going to be popular in the coming months.
Wow.
So airlines can be ready, they can adjust their routes, start marketing to those places.
Well, it's not just about efficiency. It's about staying ahead of the curve.
Exactly. It's about being proactive, and that's really crucial in an industry that's constantly changing.
This whole conversation reminds me of something we talked about earlier.
What's that?
This idea that AI is pushing airlines to move beyond that this is how we've always done it. Thinking.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's a really important point.
Right.
AI forces you to look at the data and question everything.
And it's uncovering these hidden patterns that lead to totally new ways of thinking.
Yeah, new ways of thinking about KPIs and how we even measure success.
So it's not just about small improvements. It's about completely reimagining what's possible.
Exactly. And that can have a huge impact on the entire industry.
Yeah.
Leading to all kinds of innovations.
Wow, yeah.
But before we get into all of that, I think we need to talk about another really fascinating aspect of how AI is impacting KPIs.
Okay.
And that is this shift from passively watching data to having an active dialogue with it.
Ooh, this active dialogue. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, it's really cool.
So what does that actually look like?
Okay, so traditionally, KPIs, they were just presented on dashboards.
Okay.
And those dashboards were basically just static snapshots of data.
Like those big screens in the movies with a bunch of numbers on them.
Exactly, they were just for looking at.
Right.
With AI, however, those dashboards are coming to life.
Coming to life. What does that mean?
That's like they're talking back to the airlines. giving them real-time alerts, suggestions, even predictions.
So not just here's the problem,
Yeah.
it's here's how to fix it.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Imagine a dashboard that not only shows you flight delays,
Uh-huh.
but also says, hey, maybe you should reroute this plane,
Wow.
or you need to adjust the crew schedule.
So it's like having a little AI assistant whispering in your ear, hey, I think you should do this.
I love that analogy. That's exactly what it's like.
And is it learning as it goes, getting better at those suggestions?
Oh, absolutely. The more data it processes, the smarter it gets.
So it's this constant feedback loop that's always improving.
Exactly. And this allows airlines to be much more proactive, anticipating problems before they even happen.
Give me an example of how this proactive approach works in practice.
Sure. Imagine an AI system that's constantly looking at weather patterns and air traffic control data.
Okay.
It notices that there's a chance of really bad turbulence on a certain route.
Uh-huh.
So it automatically alerts the pilots, tells them to adjust their flight path, or even recommends delaying takeoff to avoid the worst of it.
That's amazing. So instead of reacting to a bumpy ride, you're just avoiding it altogether.
Exactly. You're staying one step ahead.
And this applies to other areas too, right? Like fuel efficiency?
Oh, absolutely. By
Right.
analyzing all that data, historical data, weather forecasts, even real-time flight conditions.
AI can recommend the best flight paths to save fuel.
Exactly. You're saving money and reducing your environmental impact.
A win-win.
Absolutely.
It's incredible to see how AI is being used to tackle these really important issues.
And this is really just the beginning.
I can only imagine what the future holds.
As AI technology gets even better, who knows what kind of amazing innovations we'll see.
This is all so fascinating, but let's shift gears for a moment
Okay.
and talk about the impact on us, the passengers.
Oh, that's a great point, because at the end of the day, all this technology doesn't mean anything
Yeah.
if it doesn't actually make flying better for the people on those planes.
Right. So how is AI making our travel experience better?
It really is.
Yeah.
And, we've talked a lot about the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Right. The technical.
Yeah, all the technical details.
Sure.
But ultimately, it all comes down to, how does AI make flying better for everyone?
Absolutely. And I think we've all experienced those frustrating travel moments.
Oh, yeah.
Like delays, lost baggage, those endless security lines. Can AI really help with all of that?
You bet it can.
Yeah.
Let's start with those dreaded delays.
Yeah.
We've all been there, right? Stuck at the gate, staring at the departure board, wondering if you'll ever get off the ground.
It's the worst feeling.
It is. But AI is changing that by giving us much more accurate and timely information.
So no more guessing games.
Exactly. AI can analyze tons of data, weather patterns, air traffic, even past flight info
Uh-huh.
to predict delays with incredible accuracy.
Wow.
And this allows airlines to let passengers know in advance about potential delays.
That would be a game changer.
Right. No more being left in the dark.
Yeah, no more feeling like you're just at the mercy of the airline.
And it goes beyond just giving you information.
Okay.
AI can actually help minimize those disruptions.
How so?
Well, for example, if a flight's delayed because of bad weather,
Mm-hmm.
AI can help reroute the plane to a different airport, or maybe adjust the flight schedule to minimize the impact on other flights.
So it's like a proactive problem solver.
Precisely.
Mm.
And that proactive approach extends to other parts of the travel experience, too.
Like baggage handling.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lost luggage is like the ultimate travel nightmare.
I know it. I once spent a whole week in Paris wearing the same outfit because my suitcase decided to go on its own adventure.
Oh, no. That's terrible.
But AI is helping to make those kinds of stories a thing of the past. Really?
By streamlining those baggage handling processes,
Okay.
AI can drastically reduce the chances of bags getting lost or delayed.
I'm all ears.
AI can actually track bags in real time, as they move through the airport.
Wow.
It can even predict potential bottlenecks and make sure there are enough staff to keep things moving smoothly.
So less chaos and more efficiency.
Exactly. That means fewer bags get left behind or sent to the wrong place.
I like it.
And passengers can relax, knowing their luggage is making the journey with them.
That would be a huge relief.
Right. Now, what about those dreaded security lines?
Don't even get me started, especially during those peak travel times.
I know, right? It can be such a hassle.
But can AI really help with that?
Absolutely. It can analyze passenger flow, predict those busy periods, and that allows airports to, adjust staff levels accordingly and even implement smarter queuing systems.
So it's all about keeping things moving, preventing those huge backups.
You got it. Less time standing in line, more time enjoying your trip.
Now, that's what I'm talking about. So AI is really stepping up to make those airport experiences smoother and less stressful.
Absolutely. But it's not just about convenience and efficiency. AI is also a major player in making aviation safer and more sustainable.
Now, those are topics I think everyone cares about.
Definitely. And AI is proving to be incredibly valuable when it comes to safety.
In what way?
Well, because it can analyze such massive amounts of data, it can actually spot potential safety risks before they even become a problem.
That's amazing.
Right. Like, imagine an AI system keeping an eye on all the data from an aircraft's sensors.
Okay.
And it picks up on something unusual, a tiny anomaly in the engine's performance, something a pilot might not even notice.
Wow.
But the AI flags it, alerts the maintenance crew to check it out before the next flight.
It's like having a super-powered safety inspector on board at all times.
Exactly. And that's a level of proactive safety we've never had before, all thanks to AI's ability to, like, sift through mountains of data.
And find those patterns we might miss.
Exactly. Now, on the sustainability front, AI is helping to make air travel greener.
This is something I'm really interested in.
It's a big deal. One of the biggest factors in aviation's carbon footprint is, of course, fuel consumption.
Right.
But AI can help optimize flight paths and fuel use to minimize those emissions.
How does that work?
Well, think of it this way. AI analyzes weather patterns, wind conditions, even air traffic, to figure out the absolute most fuel-efficient route for each flight.
So it's not just about finding the shortest distance, it's about finding the smartest route.
Precisely. And by doing that, airlines can reduce their fuel consumption and their impact on the environment.
It's incredible to see how AI is being used to address such important issues.
And this is truly just the beginning.
I can only imagine what the future holds.
As AI technology keeps advancing, who knows what incredible innovations we'll see.
We've come a long way from those static KPIs and gut-feeling decisions.
Oh, absolutely.
Now we're in a world where AI is making aviation more efficient, more personalized, more sustainable, and safer.
It's a revolution.
It really is.
And the best part is, this revolution isn't limited to aviation.
Right, I was just thinking that.
These principles and technologies can be applied in so many other industries.
Healthcare, finance, education.
Exactly. The potential is limitless.
So the real takeaway here is that AI isn't just some tool, it's a force for change.
Absolutely.
And as we've seen in aviation, this change can make our lives better, smarter, more enjoyable.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to wrap up our deep dive into the world of AI-powered KPIs in aviation.
It's been a fascinating journey.
Thanks for joining us. We've explored a lot, but there's still so much more to discover.
As you go about your day, keep thinking about the possibilities of AI.
What other industries could it transform? What problems could it help us solve? The potential is truly endless.
And so keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep imagining the amazing future that AI is helping us create.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you on our next deep dive.